morning.
Hey all, Snoop here. Do you guys remember that CRD video?
Hey there, I have here a 40 gigabyte hard drive and I'm about to do some sensationalism with it. No way. Absolutely no way. It's working.
Well, that inspired me a little bit. So you guys might remember, in the last video, the last video, the one that's not out yet. Well, it should be out by the time this is out, right? Oh, well, it should be. God, I hope so. I took out this. This is the hard drive that originally went to this computer. And it doesn't work. It broke. And essentially what I believe happened is when you listen to it, it sort of tries to start up, but it never does. So my thought is the head is stuck, obviously. This computer probably spent a good portion of its life in a closet. And in that closet, it was probably not temperature controlled. And this hard drive has seized up. So my thought is if CRD could get away with doing that, surely I can get away with just opening this thing, unsticking the head, and putting it back together. At least that's the thought. So today we're going to be doing that, and also, I promised we would give this thing a clean, and there was one other thing. Oh, I fixed the read switch. See, it works now. And it actually works properly. Watch. I can put it down, right? And it goes to sleep. So I fixed it. So I fixed it. It works good. It's all good. It works nice. So I'll be getting to that as well. So get yourself some popcorn and throw all of your expectations of a normal video out of the window because this is WindowsG Extras. So because you probably came here for this, we're going to be doing this part first. I'm not like one of those other YouTubers that will save the exciting bits for last. Other YouTubers. Am I allowed to call myself a YouTuber? I mean, does this count? So we're going to be using this to keep the hard drive in because the other thing, which I used in the other video, is really cumbersome and I need its power cable for something else. So just to show you guys the fact that this hard drive actually doesn't work, in case you just don't want to watch the first video, which, I mean, I guess I wouldn't watch it either. So, wow, that's hard to get in there. There we go. Nope. Yep. There we go. So now it's in the drive sled, and let's use the iBook. This should work, right? Can you guys hear that? Yeah, that's definitely a fun new sound. It wasn't doing that before. I wonder, since it's just seized. Okay, yeah, that didn't do anything. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, wait, don't do this. You might really hurt it. And, well, it's already broken, so we're not risking anything doing this. So, here we go. This is it. This thing will probably never work again, but I think it's worth a try. It's a really old hard drive. It doesn't hold a lot of data. I think it's worth a try. So, at worst, we have another shelf ornament, which is kind of what I was planning on doing with it anyway. So, should be able to release the beast. There it is. Huh, okay, so it does have off-head parking, but it's not moving. Which leads me to wonder if I just nudge it. Oh, so it's that's not moving, but what about this? Oh, I see. Yeah, whoa. So disclaimer, don't do this. By no means should you ever do this. This is horrible, but this hard drive is already broken. If you have a hard drive like this with any important data on it, give it to a data rescuer. Don't do this, but since there's nothing important on here, as far as I know, I'm not putting anything at risk by doing this. I have a bad idea. Obligatory, don't do this. Don't do this. I swear, if anybody has any brain cells, they'd never do this. Come on, man. I'm sure you're smart enough not to do this. I, however, am not. Well, that's weird. Oh dear. Well, this is definitely a different problem than what I was initially thinking. I wonder, maybe we're not giving enough power. This is USB 2. Oh. Okay, so in fairness to me, I didn't know that. We are now connected to a proper super speed port, and as we can see, it is trying to move. Which means my theory is right. The oil is bad. Question, how exactly is it that we fix that? Well, I'm not sure. This is of utmost interest. I mean, we're kind of past the point where it would, like, actually be feasible to fix this, but I do legitimately wonder. I bet the oil is bad, like, in the hard drive, like, in the actual bearing hub, but disassembling that, I don't know, man. Well, I guess we got nothing to lose. Yeah, I'm kind of not thinking we're going to be able to fix this now, but I just want to see. This is the bearing. So what here is moving? It's like this thing. That came apart after I went back together. It does appear to be getting better at each time, though. I'm guessing there's just not oil somewhere where it needs to be. And I don't know how this goes back on. Well, it looks to be the same on both sides of this bushing, so I'm gonna just put it on. Huh. Well, I avoided the warranty, but it doesn't seem there's like a place to put in oil, which is strange because most motors, if you take the thing off the back, there's a place to put oil in it, but like from the factory, I'm thinking this might be something like that, but they've like sealed it off, which would make sense. But, I might have to do some research on how these motors work. Because I think that's what's going on here is that it just needs oiling. It's like, you know, you say, oh, it just needs oiling. It's like, well, how are you supposed to put oil in it? How are you supposed to fix that? Do you fix that? I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Okay. My boy's trying. He's trying. He's trying. He's trying. He's trying. Get in there. Oh my gosh. Ah. What was... It detected it was up to speed and actually launched the heads. Wow, okay. I'm gonna run it for a little bit. Like, honestly, I'm just gonna run it for a little bit and then put the cover back on and see, I guess. Yeah, honestly, I think we're just kind of wasting our time with this at this point. I'm gonna put all of its sad bits together again, and we can, oh, oops, that was a little too far. Can put it, I don't know, maybe we can visit again later. I know there's gonna be lots of, at least one comment about how stupid this was, and then maybe something legitimately to try, like chucking it in the garbage. But for now, I'm gonna just keep it on my desk. I'll probably keep your body in my collection as a trophy. Anyways, iBook. So, now we need to clean it, which, as we can see, it's not exactly too great. But I have high hopes, and that's because of, where did I put it? This. This is a magic eraser. Now, you might think, oh, well, it's just a normal sponge. It's not really going to do that great. But some of you might remember, I highly doubt it, in a very old video, 2 years at this point, I cleaned this with it. And this DS used to look horrible. But I used a magic eraser, and now, except for the dog bite, it actually looks basically brand new. So I'm hoping, maybe, like, especially on the palm rest here, we can get a similar cleanupness. So let's have at it, shall we? So I'm not quite sure if you can see how bad that is, but maybe you'll see after I clean it. I kind of have high hopes for this, so you get a little wet there, and let's... Oh yeah, okay, alright, yep, that's working, Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Alright. It looks so white now. Need paper towel. I don't think we're gonna have the beautiful transformation like the one that we had with the DS, but we're gonna get pretty close. Yeah, I cleaned up a little bit. Just a little bit. Now you might be wondering, hey, wait, why did you clean the whole keyboard like that? And well, after digging into it a little bit by, taking off a couple of keys, I wasn't initially going to clean it so much, but then I found something in there, right? Let me explain. I don't think there's a monetization-friendly way to say this. Not that it matters, I'm not monetized anyway. It's full of pubes. I really want to get that hard drive working now. Kidding, by the way. So yeah, I naturally wanted to clean it a little bit more than I originally thought upon making this discovery. But yeah, there is one other thing that's kind of wrong with it though. Like, another small imperfection in this cheapo laptop. So this key, and this key, well, maybe not so much that one, but the rest of them, don't exactly press right. And the whole right side of the keyboard is actually a little bit pressed upwards. And it turns out it's actually the keyboard ribbon cable. So I'm thinking, well, maybe if I just put it here and I squish it, and I squish it. Oh, that's better. Alright, so it's better now, but oh man, that's still bad. Yeah, that's still bad. Luckily, I have another idea for the keyboard, since I also don't like this one. Like at all. I mean, not only is it messed up, but I also don't like it. So stay tuned for that. Now about that reed switch. So long story short, I don't know what was wrong with it, but I do know what I did to fix it. So what I did, right, is, so essentially this 12-inch iBook is actually very undocumented in some respects. So I had to do a little bit of reverse engineering, and that was fun. So, okay, we know one thing, right? The magnet is here. Okay, well, the magnet is here. That means over here should be the reed switch. But if we look at the screen assembly, the only wires that come out of it are the LVDS connector, the microphone connector, the inverter connector, and the Wi-Fi antenna. You might notice there is the distinct lack of a sleep sense cable. Taking this information, I thought, okay, well, maybe it's done over the speaker wire. So I derouted the speaker wire, I put it all back, and it still didn't work. That was like 3 hours. So then I thought, okay, well, I guess it must be somewhere else then. And I'm not going to do that whole thing again just to not get it right. So I instead embarked on the journey of taking apart the display assembly. I did that, and then I found the reed switch board. So I unscrewed the reed switch board, took it out, and then I checked it with a multimeter, and it was fine. Whenever I attached a magnet, it would turn on. And if I shook it, it didn't turn on. So I thought, okay, well, must be something wrong with the cable. I followed the cable down. It's both green and black, and it goes down here, and then down here. You know what else goes this way? The inverter cable. The inverter cable carries the signal from the reed switch. So what I'm guessing is when I was messing around in it earlier, there's a joint right here, because the inverter cables terminate about right here-ish, I think. Or maybe one's up there, but, it doesn't really matter. So essentially they terminate right here. I was like, okay, so I thought, well, maybe I messed it up. So I tried to get in there to try and maybe solder them back together, but I couldn't get to it because it's like really in there. What I did is then I followed this under the back side, right about here. And in there, I found the little connector that contained both the black and green wires. So what I did is then I took my pair of tweezers, I cracked off the plastic part, and then I pulled out one of the, I basically removed them from the connector. I didn't have the right thing to do it with, so I ended up breaking the connector. Not catastrophically, though, I could still plug it in. And then I touched my multimeter to them, because it was easy that way. And then I checked with the magnet again. And it was working fine. So I thought, okay, alright, well, why is there nothing wrong here? There should be something wrong in between here and here. It's literally just a switch. How can you fuck up a switch? Then I thought, okay, well, I'm going to take it out. And then I put it in a couple of times. I actually unplugged the inverter and plugged it back in, which I hadn't actually done. I hadn't touched the inverter. But then I did it, and I put it all back together thinking, okay, well, if it doesn't work, I'll just unplug the inverter cable. I'll just yoink it out, because that's one of the reasons why I had to break it to get it out, because my secondary idea was, okay, I'll just let it go to sleep normally. But when I plugged it back in, and when I put it all back together, for some mysterious reason, It works now. I don't know why. It doesn't have any reason to work. I didn't fix anything. What I'm guessing is there's the joint right in here. When I was messing with the display cables because I was having some issues getting the bottom case on, I cut that out because it was boring, me just poking at cables. But I'm guessing in the process there, I accidentally hurt the joint where it actually goes into that wire, and it would short sometimes because the wires are too close, which basically means this is bound to fail again, which I'm okay with. It works for now, which is good enough. But I'm planning at some point, if I really end up using this computer more, and if, I don't know, you guys enjoy actually seeing it, then I can just get a new display case. I can get a new display assembly, which would give me a new inverter cable and a new display, which I think, well, why would you need a new display? And it's like, it's really scratched up here. I don't know if you can see that. I'll see if maybe it's in some old footage, but it's really scratched up there, and it's really scratched down here. And I went at it with a microfiber cloth. It's not coming off. So that's the story behind that. So that's cool. So these stickers have been on this computer since I bought it. And I've just been meaning at some point to actually look them up and figure out what they do, to figure out what they mean, and I did. And luckily, none of these mean anything offensive. So that's good. I was a little bit worried about that. That's why I kind of looked it up when I was editing the last video. I was like, oh, whoa, wait, one of these isn't really bad, right? But luckily they're not, as far as I know. So over here, thanks to a combined effort between Google Images and Yandex Images, I can actually tell what they are. This one right here is for a company called Von Zipper. Von Zipper. I'm saying Von Zipper. An expensive sunglass company. Alright. This over here is a sticker for, a really old sticker, for a company called Electric California. An expensive sunglass maker. Alright, I'm sensing a theme here. But this one is for a company called Element, and they make skateboards. Cool. And then this one is from a company called Apple. Luckily, that one I didn't have to look up. That one I kind of get that one, yeah. So now about these stickers. So I've decided that it would probably be more interesting to keep them. I mean, after all, one of the huge reasons why I collect these computers in the first place is just the history and the time that they represent. Aren't these stickers, like, also kind of part of this computer's history? Technically? At least that's the way I see it. So I've decided I'm going to keep them. Because they're history, too, I guess. Yeah, right? It's not totally just because I'm not scared about them leaving sticky stuff behind. And with that, I have decided I'm going to add to it. With this sticker right here. So, okay, before I show you this, I just need to let you know that, I've actually had this idea in mind, putting the sticker on this computer, for like a couple of months now, and when I initially made the decision, it was, let's say, a little bit different at the time, but, the time for that has passed, but I feel like it's still kind of funny, so I'm gonna put it right here. I've held on to this sticker for like years. That is the old logo, isn't it? It's like, it was actually finding this sticker that actually, like, made me aware of the fact that, wait, Amazon also sells internet computers? None of the rest of them are straight, so let's go right there. So there we go. Isn't it just a thing of beauty? Anywho, I do believe that brings this project to a close. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you guys when part 3 comes out eventually. So remember to comment, subscribe, and rate 5 stars. I'll see you guys later. Bye!
Would this break if I dropped it? Everything I've been told appears to have been a lie.